Good morning and happy Monday. Question, since it's the beginning of the week, I feel like this needs to be said. Only because I know a lot of you guys like to wait till Monday to start something. We got to get out of that number one. You can start something any day of the week, any time, any part of the year. But for those of you guys who like to start on Monday, this is for you. We only have a couple more weeks left in 2024. With that being said, I hope that you're not going to bring the same resolutions that you had from 2024 into 2025 because you haven't been working on your goals. At some point, we have to get in the mindset of actually executing what it is that we said we wanted to do. No more procrastinating, no more distractions. A lot of the times we have so many distractions around us and we don't even know it. I am all for balance, if that really exists. I personally don't believe that exists. But I'm not gonna knock you if you think it does. What do I mean by balance? We are humans. We like to be around people. I think we crave human connection of some kind. However, if you're connecting with people who don't want the same things as you, aren't driven to do anything, aren't pouring into you, aren't supporting you, those aren't the connections that you should be nurturing. I think that we have to get into a habit of only being around people who are like-minded, meaning even if they don't necessarily want to be a content creator, they're trying to increase their money in some way, or maybe they're in school. They're on a path to something. Okay, they want something out of life as well. That's fine. But like I said, when you're around people who don't really desire anything, who are just kind of living day to day, that's a distraction. That's a distraction for you. Get out of the group chats and the friend groups and the coworker chats that have nothing to do with work. Focus on you. Get off of the social media pages that's just gossiping about celebrities. Focus on you. Only consume content that's pouring into you, that's teaching you something, that's motivating and inspiring you to do better than you did yesterday. That type of content is not a distraction. But when you're watching things that are literally just negative or gossipy, toxic, sad, fear-mongering type stuff, those are distractions. And if you're not careful, you can have a lot of distractions in your life. When you have too many distractions, you're not gonna get much done. I think the reason that I can be so productive, I know that the reason why I can be so productive is because I don't have that. I used to be ashamed to say I don't have friends, or I'm not the cool kid on the block. I used to be ashamed of that. I used to be embarrassed. I used to think that, if I admitted that I didn't have any friends, people would look at me like I'm crazy or I'm weird. But I learned to embrace that. I am crazy. I am weird. I am literally chasing my dreams, and I'm literally going off of faith. I can't see it in the physical realm, but nobody and nothing can tell me that my dreams aren't going to come true. How do I know they're going to come true? Because I have God. And because God told me that as long as I show up every single day, they're going to come true. And I see that every single day. It's always something amazing happening in my life. It's always a new milestone, no matter how big or how small. Something positive is always happening in my life. And I'm seeing the fruits of my labor. This morning I woke up and I had 110,000 Instagram followers. Yesterday I had 109. Things like that. I reached a new threshold on my threads. I'm at 225. So it's always something showing me keep going. And the proof is there on my weight loss and fitness channel, because I have a total of 3 YouTube channels. On my weight loss and fitness channel, we just hit 16,000 subscribers. Yesterday we were at 15,800, something like that. So God is showing me that my dreams will happen as long as I keep showing up, as long as I stay focused, as long as I don't allow distractions to get the best of me. But it wasn't always like that. It was not always like that. I used to always allow my distractions to get the best of me. I think that a lot of times we go through things because it makes you stronger if you can come out from it. And you're not gonna move to the next step in your journey until you pass the test that God has for you. And sometimes, at least in my life, I don't know about yours, but for me, every time I remove someone out of my life who wasn't benefiting me in a positive way or pouring into me, supporting me, just making me feel like I am amazing, just like I make them feel I'm amazing, things don't progress. It's not until I don't want to say burn that bridge, but sometimes you got to burn the motherfucking bridge and not be ashamed of it, you know, but it's like God puts you through these tests to see if you're ready for the next level, right? And you're not going to move to the next level until you complete that test, okay? Sometimes you don't complete the test. Sometimes you keep caving into whatever distraction is holding you back, and you're not going to move to the next step until you learn how to remove that distraction from your life. And distractions don't even have to be people, you guys. I was distracted by alcohol for the longest time. I've made videos about, on this particular channel, I have made videos about how I struggle with alcohol abuse. And my life did not get better until I let it go. And for the longest time, I was drinking every day. But it had got to the point where I would only drink every other day. And I don't want to use the word only because that's still a lot, but it was slowly progressing to not at all. Or I might only drink, on the weekend, But it wasn't until I completely let alcohol go. And I said, I never used to say this. I used to say, when people would offer me a drink or if we went out, I would say, oh, I'm not going to drink tonight, right? Leaving room for the possibility that I might drink in the future. I never wanted to own the fact that I'm not a drinker because I used to be a low-key alcoholic. So, I never wanted to say I'll never drink again. It wasn't until I started wearing the badge of I don't drink when things got better, right? I don't drink. There's no room for maybe in the future. I don't drink because everything positive that has happened in my life and the things that I want only started to take place when I let alcohol go. Only when I let alcohol go. 100%. There was no more 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I had to let it all the way go before I moved to the next level. And time again, that has been proven to me. Until I can let this behavior go, this distraction go, these thoughts go, I can't move forward. So I'm telling you this because a lot of times, the reason why you can't get to where you want to get to or you don't see the progress that you want to see is because you're still holding on to something, aka a distraction, that's keeping you on the level that you're on. And in order to get to that next level, you got to let it go. But only you know what it is. And that's the thing. We think we don't have the answers. We always think we don't really know what the problem is, but deep down inside, you know. I talked to you guys about following your gut. You know what the issue is. Whether it's a vice that you have, or it's a person in your life, or it's a situation in your environment, you know what's holding you back. You may not want to admit it, because when you admit it, that means you are acknowledging the fact that it's a problem. But deep down inside, you know. If you have a thought that something isn't right, or you shouldn't be doing this, that's what you have to let go of. Because that's your intuition, that's God telling you, I'm not moving you forward until you leave this behind. So leave it behind. Let's not go into 2025 with the same distractions that we had in 2024. Time is moving so fast. I don't know if you noticed, but I have noticed. Time is moving so fast. We don't have time to waste. But so many of us continue to waste time for what? Live in the moment. Whatever memories or fun times you had with someone, that's great. No one's telling you to forget. But sometimes, a lot of times, you have to let go to move forward. I quit my 9-to-5 4 years ago. 4.5 years ago, I've been a full-time entrepreneur for 4.5 years. And that means I pay all of my bills off of my business. Okay, there's no paycheck. Okay, I wouldn't have gotten here if I didn't let go of that job. And sometimes, a lot of times, I think the things that we need to let go of are the hardest things. The hardest things to let go of. I held on to that job for years, even though I was miserable as hell, even though I knew I couldn't flourish because I was so afraid of the unknown. And I had been there for 6 years, you know. It was my first full-time job out of college that was towards my degree, right? I just thought it was the perfect setting in the beginning. And a lot of times, it's the hardest choice that you have to make that is the most necessary to get you to where you want to be. Why is that? Because not only do you have to let go of that environment, that person, that vice, you are also letting go of who you were when you were with that person or in that location. Friends that I've let go of, not only did I let go of them, I let go of the version of me that tolerated what they used to do, or, you know, tolerated the things that I should have never tolerated, right? When I left the job, I was letting go of the version of me that was trying to be like everyone else and live this American dream. When I let go of alcohol, I had to let go of the version of me that couldn't handle emotions without alcohol. I had to let her go. Now I can handle emotions without alcohol, right? But for the longest time, I couldn't. The longest time, I needed alcohol to help me not feel what I'm feeling. Now I can feel my pain and not try to hide it. So you're always having to let go of who you were before, because you're growing. God is taking you to new levels. And the only way to get to that level is you have to grow. If you want to be worth $100 million, you can't be the same person you were if you're making $50,000. It doesn't work. It doesn't align. You have to change in order to get to new heights. So let go of those distractions. Like I said, those are the hardest to let go of, but they're necessary in order to move on to the next level, to have the floodgates of heaven open for you. You gotta let go. Bye, you guys.